Hello folks, Stray Cat 74, welcome back to the basement of Solitude. I know I haven't been doing very many updates. I've been working so much it's not funny. You can still hear a little bit of the gravel in my voice from earlier in this year, and I still don't know what the hell that was. I think it was just my sinuses running down the back of my throat. I've been having sinus problems for over 50 years now, so anyway, what I wanted to go into was some black powder ammo configurations that I have. First, I've shown you this before. This box is my design. These are 36 caliber cartridge combustible paper cartridge boxes blown up to 124%, so they fit 44 caliber. Let me pull one out here. That's got a round ball and it has a lubricated wad. And in here as well is a capping star facing away from, I mean, it's, if something can set that off, I've got bigger problems. This is the first set that I set up, and as you can see, it's slightly recessed there. Oh, that's a better, because of it's all white. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here it says by StrayCat_74. This box is available on Thingiverse. These boxes as well, they show up as 36 cal. Like I said, just blow them up by 124 before you slice them. This is another one of those boxes I found. This actually holds 12, and then it's got this little removable thing here in the middle. Oh. There it goes. That holds the caps, if you prefer them that way. These are treated with wax. I really didn't care for this design, but I made one, so there you go. When I got my Dragoon, that holds much more powder, so I made bigger boxes. I just scaled these up. This I scaled up this way. Matter of fact, let me hold them up so you can see them side by side. This is 10 to 15% wider, or thicker, I should say. They're the same width this way. But let me show you this. You can see these are much taller. Those also have a lubricated wad under a round ball, but this is more powder. These are, I want to say, about 19 grains, and these are 25 or 30. And again, capping star. This one's made of resin. I tried making them with resin, and well, most of them didn't turn out very well. So, thicker, but same width. And again, by StrayCat74, right across there. In the same vein as the Dragoon boxes, this one is significantly taller because Johnston & Dow conicals, sitting on top of a lubricated wad, and there is a capping star in here, but I practically have to, oh, there it goes. Stayed on the desk. Some of these were not very well cast, or at least they were cast cold. I need to cast more because I'm out now, and it needed to be taller so that they would fit. These do not fit in my carriers, but I've got a couple of those because Now I have a regular cartridge box. This is 44 caliber box for reloading. Yes, I do reload 44 caliber, but these are, again, combustible paper cartridges with round ball and lubricated wad. I have innumerable videos. Actually, I think it's a 10 video set, no, 11. Anyway, I've got videos about making the paper cartridges, and as you can see, I make quite a few of them. 3D printed box. Basically, it's the same thing as this, only different. I had to put hinges in. There's another style that you can just put a piece of filament in here, but these holes were a little bit too small, so I used paper clips. Again, combustible paper cartridge with round ball and lubricated wad. Eventually I will get this and the other box like this, which is here and it's empty. I'll get these completely filled. But I'm out of round ball. So I'm going to introduce you to this box. This container is what the tube came in. The dowel is a 7/16 that I used a tube cutter, and each one of these marks is 3/4 of an inch. Now, I didn't actually use the whole 3/4 of an inch inside the tube. I just wanted a little bit left over. This is what they look like when they're flush at the bottom. And this is what they look like when they are not flush at the bottom. As you can see, they take up the same amount of space in the tube. But this one is a little bit longer than this one. And as you can see, there's a little bit of airspace between the powder charge and the bullet. So that's 30 grains of powder. You can put 35 grains in there, and this is 2.5 inches? Yes, 2.5 inches. There is some variation in the length because, well, I'm not a machine. So as you can see, a little bit of variation. These are Johnston & Dow bullets. And what I do is cut them at the notches. You can see the roll mark. Break it off. I used a little bit of Elmer's glue and a Q-tip on the inside of the tube. Stuff that in about halfway, half inch or halfway, whichever the case may be. And my loading block, this is another 3D printed item. The part that sticks out the bottom fits in there just peachy. I just loaded up 50 of these, and they just stand up like that. Very convenient. Then I put powder in a bowl, used a measuring scoop. I forget what size I was using. Consult your reference material for that, for what charge you want. Used a little funnel to get the powder in there. I did make a little bit of a mess, but that's because some of these bullets squeezed out and dumped. But with the ones that are flush mounted, they don't stand up so well. But I only had, well, let me show you on here. You see how there's a mark here that doesn't have quite as much. That's what these are. That's that last little bit. I didn't want it to go to waste. So, but I'm out of Johnston & Dell bullets, and I'm out of, this is 3/8 tubing, PVC vinyl tubing. And for putting the end in, you have to kind of get it in and twist. That will eventually pull off. But again, a little bit of, it's just Elmer's white glue. I took the spout off, took a Q-tip, pulled the cotton off the end and used it as a paintbrush, ran it around the inside, took my piece of 7/16 dowel, shoved it in there using a pair of pliers because, you know, when it's that long, it's harder to do. And then just let the glue dry. These are like quick shots. So what you would do is you would use your thumb to pry that out, dump the powder in your cylinder, toss that in your range bag, and there you have. Since the tube came curled up in here, I actually had 3 of these. I think I threw the other one out. And then I just threw a pair of capping stars in. So there's 12 tube, 2 capping stars, 12 caps. There you go. So this is several of the ways that I carry combustible paper cartridges for my pistols. If I slide some of this out of the way, because of course I script all of these very carefully, and I follow that script meticulously because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing next. So put those in there. That go that way. Oh, I have a few more in here. But I've been assembling a couple of other kits because, of course, I assembled kits. This is one of those single sling over the shoulder bags that's very adjustable and really convenient. I really kind of like this design. I really like this color. When I was going to get the first one, the woodland camo wasn't available, so I got digital ACU instead. But since then, the woodland camo has come out, and I really like this. It's really nice. Let's see, was there anything in that pocket? No, there was nothing in that pocket. Not on this kit. In this kit, or in this pocket, we have a slick hands. This will fit the 1860 and the 1858 style to give you more grippy and longer. I've got a ball starter just in case I need one. This is a Taylor's & Company 45 Colt conversion cylinder. Now I just have to get it to line back up so I can get it to go back together again. There we go. You can see 6 bar ring pins. This one has been fired before. I bought it used, so at an auction house, so that's good. So I know it works. So put those back in here. And now we're going to open the top. This is for my Taylors and Company 5.5 inch. And we see here another set of combustible paper cartridge boxes. And yes, they are loaded. I think this was the first one I did. Yeah, because this one doesn't have the made by Stray Cat 74 here, and this is much thinner. Matter of fact, let me... You can see the difference between the two. This one has a much more significant belt loop on it, whereas this one is less significant. But that was the only major revision that I did, is after I printed this one, I'm like, it's kind of thin. So, beefed that one up. But since this one is carried in the kit, it doesn't matter. Now, here's another one of those boxes with the tubes. So with the 6 boxes here, with 6 shots each, that's 36. Add in 12 more, that's 48? 48 shots? That's quite a bit of shooting, and that's without the conversion cylinder. Because, and check out that beautiful holster I found, and it's a paddle holster, which is amazing. And this just dropped in. It's very well fit. I didn't have to make any adjustments whatsoever on this. So, pull this, 5.5 inch 1858 style, and you can see how this loading lever is much shorter than what is on my other 1858, which, if I had planned this out and had left this handy, this is aluminum, and it was expensive. I'm sure somebody could make it cheaper, but I can't, so I bought one. And oops, wrong way. There we go. You can see how much longer that gives you in a mechanical advantage, whereas you're trying to pull down here and it's really hard. Out here, much easier. And for the cylinder swap out, half cock, pull pin, roll out. This is the cap and ball cylinder. I actually had to buy this separate. This was 200 bucks for the stainless steel. Roll it back in, line up the pin, and then put it in between notches there. And again, this holster, excellent fit, amazing fit. I am very, very pleased with this. If I can find the link again for the guy I bought the holster from, I will do that. This is by Slick Hands, or Slick Hand, which is SLIX-hand. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that. They also have replacement nipples. I got a set of nipples that are in with my Dragoon, not with this. So let me put all this back, and I'll show you the next kit. There's actually all kinds of little pockets in here. There's another one back here. That's where I got the the flat thing with the tubes in it. I don't know why the tube thing is so popular nowadays. I guess, well, Brandon Herrera was doing a thing with tube. Try not to get caught on all of these little frickin' catchy things. Set that down there. I just had this in here a moment ago, and it didn't go anywhere near this. Difficult to get it back in. But this has D-rings, it has a handle, it has another ring here. It's got this little Velcro thingy back here so you can hook it on. There's a couple of more D-rings down here at the bottom edge. There's a pouch here. There's all kind of Molly stuff on there. I guess you could use Alice clips on there as well. There's a little pocket right here. There's Velcro and shot cord. So, excellent little bag. I really like these bags. I wish they were name brand manufacturer. I just found them on eBay. Single strap shoulder bag, and there you go. Let's see. This one is for my 1836 Colt Texas Patterson, and this has all of the accoutrement, including the bulk stick. I'll just pull that out for disassemble. This is the digital ACU. This is the first bag like this I got. There's paper cartridge making stuff in these first two pouches. Here's a ball starter. Here's a 1/2-inch circle. Actually, I think that's 3/4. That might be 3/4. But it's a stamp for stamping out the bases for the combustible paper cartridges. Here's a couple of very interesting looking capping stars that I found online. Glue stick, other stuff for paper cartridge making. And then we get into main chamber. This is 120 bug. You may notice it flying around here. .375 caliber round ball, so it's not true 36, but it's 375. Here, let me pull a couple out of here. I just bought those online. I don't have a mold for it. I don't know if I'm ever going to shoot this enough to need more than 200 rounds. The reason it's 120 is because I had already put a whole bunch of these in paper cartridges. But round ball, ignore the, what is that, migraine relief? Generic migraine relief bottle. Here's 3/4 inch rice paper rolling papers. Seriously? Powder measure. This is a 15 grain measure, and for 36 caliber that's more than enough. So push button, put your finger over the end, aim down, give it a quick shake or two, release the button, put it up straight. This will be filled almost all the way up to the top. Dispense. Or paper cartridge. Now the 36 caliber boxes are printed original size, 100%, whereas these boxes are 124%. You can see they're about the same height because I shortened the lids back down to about 80% because they don't need to be that tall. but you can see they're slightly wider. And if I do it this way, you can see that they're slightly longer, 24% longer, because this is 124%. Excuse me. And that's original size. And yes, these are loaded, and you can see how teeny those things are. With 15 grain of powder and a round ball, these do not have lubricated wads. But this channel here is too narrow for the capping stars. That's an oversight on somebody's part. This, I shrunk it down to 85% its original size. So if you look at, hang on a second, I script these so well. So if you look at the two of these, it's the exact same design. This is 100%, this is 85%. And you can see width-wise. Let me turn them the same direction. There we go. So, 44 cal, 36 cal. Just needs a little bit of editing in your 3D printing software. And you can make almost anything you want. I'm sure I could do that for 577 Schneider or whatever, but isn't that a metallic cartridge? I honestly don't know. One moment. Texas Patterson. I did have to replace a spring in here because when I moved the hammer, it didn't always rotate the cylinder. This is 5-shot. And if you look right here, that's where I need to use the bonk stick because the entire barrel comes off. Now, I don't have the loading tool for this yet because I haven't gotten around to making one. But let me show you why I need it. First off, you'll notice there's no loading lever. So, take a bonk stick, which also makes the trigger fall down on this one. The trigger doesn't stay up for whatever reason. All the way loose. See this notch in the arbor here in the middle? You're supposed to put a loading tool in, and it's got this oval shape that fits in here so that it can do that, and then it presses the ball down in there. Mine didn't come with one. I can't get a hold of one. The only people that have it are Henry Crank in Birmingham, England, and they refuse to ship overseas because it would be $85 for shipping on a $20 part. So they were extremely kind when I asked them to send me some high-resolution scans. And she's like, I can't do scans, but what I can do is take a picture of them next to a ruler. Which is exactly what she did. So, as you can see, hammer back, this rotates. It's supposed to lock into position, but there's no safety notch on this one, so what I've been doing is just give it a partial turn and then fold the trigger back up. Sometimes it doesn't stay. Now it's not going to stay in place. Ah, there it goes. So you can see my trigger doesn't stay. But let me tuck that in here. Put this back in here. powder, bullet, and more stuff for paper cartridge, because those take up quite a bit of space. And again, it's the same kind of bag as the other one, because this is really convenient. Because, I mean, what do you want to go shoot? Oh, let's do 36 caliber. Okay. Boom, right there. That's gun. 44 cal short barrel. 44 cal long barrel is down there. Speaking of down here, I got a new holster for these guys. I actually have 2 of these Jacquard now in 2 different holster because I couldn't find 2 of the same. Single shot 45 cal. So I can use these with it too because it's the same damn caliber. So pop the bullet off, dump the powder in, tamp, put the bullet in, ram it home. If you're gonna ask about the little piece of green tape, it just helps hold that in place. Thumb back, put a cap on. That's the half cock position, by the way. That's full cock, and I don't want to let the hammer drop because it'll damage nipple. This is Dakar, Spain, 45 cal, black powder only. That's what it says right there. This is a cross draw holster, and it's got the little thumb loop thing so that it doesn't fall out. I have 2 of these. The other one is on my Possibles bag for the 1858, but that has so much attached to it right now. But these are my kits. Shove that in there. Actually, I should have turned that one around the other way. That way it's now I can't get a hold of it to get it back out. There we go. Turn it around so I can grab the handle to put it out. If it'll get past. There we go. Haha. Then take 1858 bag, shove that in there. Now you're probably asking, why the hell aren't those in my safes? I've run out of room in my safes. I want to say this is a good problem to have, but as you can see, my room is somewhat cluttered. I don't have room for another safe. So anyway, this was the ammo box and kit review for some of my black powder stuff. I'm really hoping that fan right there did not ruin this audio, because that would be a pain in the butt to redo. 33 minutes worth of redo. I was going to try and keep this under 20. My bad. Anyhow, thanks for coming along, and, well, here's the outro. If you liked today's video, folks, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, tick the little bell icon for all notifications, and remember to share this on all your social media platforms so your friends can enjoy my content as well. Thank you.